Here's the poster of the Geth head, and here's the Mass Effect comic book panel that very closely mirrors it. Pretty close, right? Upon seeing this art panel and reading all 4 volumes of the comic Mass Effect Discovery, I realized that the Mass Effect team potentially hid a clue about the Geth within its pages. A clue that might explain why Liara has been closely linked to the Geth in the recent N7-day reveals, and also why there's a Geth wearing an outfit best suited for a D&D campaign. Before we get to that puzzling explanation though, let's first dive into what this clue-hiding comic was about. In the comic Mass Effect Discovery, we're in the perspective of Tyrion Kandros, a Turian who you might recognize as the leader of the volunteer militia on the Nexus in Mass Effect Andromeda. The panel with the Geth that closely resembles the poster is shown at the beginning of the comic, where Kandros encounters a Geth patrol on a standard planetside mission. Upon examining the Geth, he discovers that the Andromeda Initiative is tinkering with outlawed Geth technology. Upon discovering this, Kandros decides to infiltrate the Initiative to find out if they are up to something nefarious, and is eventually sent on a mission to find Sheoleth, a Quarian scientist who spent time with the Geth Enclave. Once Kandros finds him, the Quarian drops a few bombshell revelations that blew my mind. Sheoleth claims that the Geth showed him how to find a new homeworld, beyond where anyone else was looking. The Geth Enclave supposedly found these potential homeworlds using the Coalesce Array, 3 inactive primary mass relays joined together using strange technology whose source Sheoleth couldn't identify. Using this array, the Geth used the mass relays faster-than-light corridors as a kind of FTL telescope, searching for something beyond the Milky Way. Sheoleth makes a point to say that the Geth's intentions were unclear, and even though the FTL telescope was pointing towards Andromeda, they weren't interested in that galaxy at all. So how do these clues about the Geth being able to find potential homeworlds relate to Liara? Why did she supposedly make contact with one in the relay intercept, and is now shown taking meetings with them by her side? There are countless theories that could answer these questions, but for my current theory's explanation, I'll break down my assumptions first, so that I can better explain the conclusion I reach at the end of this video. Here's a table of everything we know so far about the Geth, including the new information from the comic. The Geth knew of a place that had potential homeworlds for Quarians beyond where anyone else was looking, and that this place was beyond the Milky Way, but wasn't Andromeda. They also used strange technology that a Quarian didn't recognize to make the Coalesce Array, the device that allowed them to find these habitable worlds. We also know that Liara was looking into something Geth-related. She's then heard in the relay intercept speaking with a Geth, and later seen next to a Geth wearing an outfit that looks like it belongs in Dragon Age. On top of this, there are 2 assumptions that I'm going to make for all of my theories on the next Mass Effect. Nothing is going to be canonized from the games, and all of our previous impactful choices are going to matter. So with these assumptions, let's do a quick thought experiment of 4 different playthroughs, focusing on the impactful choices that affected the Geth in Mass Effect 3. Player A chose the Geth side on Rannoch and didn't choose the Destroy ending. Player B chose the Geth side, but chose the Destroy ending. Player C chose the Quarian side on Rannoch, but didn't choose Destroy, and Player D chose the Quarian side and chose the Destroy ending. With the 2 assumptions from before, the Mass Effect team has to not canonize any of these impactful choices, i.e., every single one of these playthroughs needs to work with what they've teased so far, which is why the first conclusion I've reached with the Geth teases is that none of the Geth we've heard from or seen are from the Milky Way. At least, not anymore. The Mass Effect team can't tease Geth from the Milky Way because players B, C, and D all made choices that either directly killed the Geth on Rannoch or chose Destroy, where we were told by Starchild would result in the death of synthetics, including the Geth. So with this theory where choice is king, I'm going to theorize that the Geth being teased are not our Milky Way Geth. And now knowing from the Discovery comic that a portion of Geth knew about planets that weren't from our galaxy, there's now a way to make sense of what has been teased so far. And as a side note, next week I'll be covering why the Geth leaving the Milky Way is actually a small part of a much larger plan that will ensure that all of our choices matter in the next Mass Effect. So make sure to subscribe if you want to catch that one. So with all this information that I've discussed so far, here is my current theory on what the heck is happening with the Geth. I believe that the Geth that knew about potential habitable worlds left the Milky Way to go find these worlds. In this way, the Mass Effect team provided a way for the Geth story to continue, because this Geth enclave, before the Andromeda Initiative launched, avoided the player decisions on Rannoch and the Destroy ending. Since the Geth were pointing the array at the Andromeda galaxy but didn't seem interested in it, I believe that these Geth traveled through a wormhole and reached another galaxy. There's been a lot of concept art and teaser trailer hints that implies wormholes are likely a thing for the next game. So I think the Geth used the Colas array to find one and reach another galaxy, interstellar style. If and when they reach the new galaxy, I think they may have made contact with another potential synthetic-like species, the Jardan, if they didn't already before they even left. The reason I believe this is because the Geth used strange technology for the Colas array that a Quarian scientist didn't recognize, so that removes Prothean and Reaper technology. Since the comic was released the same year as Mass Effect Andromeda, I think that it's likely the technology belonged to the Jardan, who made strange technology like Remtech and their holosphere homeworld, Meridian. We also know that the Jardan weren't originally from the Helios cluster, so it could be that the Geth made contact with the Jardan in their original galaxy. Now for how Liara plays into all this. I think what the N7-Day poster implies is that she's looking into this specific group of Geth that might have left the Milky Way. The poster very closely resembles the panel from the Discovery comic, so it's likely that the Mass Effect team did this for a reason. Judging from the Geth overheard in the Relay teaser, I'd say it's safe to say that she found them. The one hint that brings everything in this theory together, though, is the iconic Gethan clothes from the recent N7-Day teaser. And it's because of the Geth's Mage clothes that makes me think they are definitely related to the Jardan. I find it hard to believe that the Geth, on their own, decided to suddenly start covering up their robotic bits and bobs. To me, this speaks to another group influencing them, and we know that the Geth are easily influenced because they literally worshipped another infamous synthetic species, the Reapers. However, the main reason I believe the Geth made contact with the Jardan is because of the Angara that Liara is speaking to. Looking at the Angara's posture, they seem agitated and are pointing towards the Geth. I never quite understood why the Angara would be doing this until I read the comic Discovery. The Angara are deeply connected to the Jardan, who manufactured them for an unknown purpose back in the Andromeda galaxy. With the accusatory posture of the Angara, I'm betting that this Angara doesn't trust the Gethan clothes, and the only reason I can think as to why is because the Geth made contact with the Jardan. Now, the one thing that has eluded me is Liara's motivations. She probably made contact with Geth that left the Milky Way, but why? The only thing I can think of right now connects to the man-made relay from N7-Day 2022 and the potential wormholes that the Geth may have used to reach a different galaxy. But I'll leave those thoughts for a future video. One of my primary assumptions here is that nothing is going to be canonized in the next Mass Effect. And the main reason I believe that is because there are two prominent people in charge of the next game that want you to write the next Mass Effect. That's right, you. Check out this video over here on why you are going to be the lead writer in the next Mass Effect. See you there.